Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for playing with us in the red today. Don't you just feel vibrant and alive and secure? Good job, everybody. If you're watching online, welcome to Unity in Naperville. I'm Kity, Benson, the minister here at Unity, and here's our fabulous Highest Good band to sing with us today. If you didn't wear red, that's okay. You've got an imagination, so just look around you, absorb the red that's in the room and what other people are wearing, and you'll learn more about this as we go today. And one of the things that we love to do is sing. What's our first song today, you guys?
Fields of Grace.
Oh, look at this, one of my favorites. I'm just going to invite you, if it feels good to stand and sing, now's the time. Otherwise, stay seated and sing, and let's do this.
Sing and dance, yeah? Here we go. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing these songs of praise. Yes. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I lose myself within. There's a place where I find myself again. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields. There's some dancing. There's a place where religion finally dies. There's a place where I lose my selfish pride. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing, dancing, dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing the songs of praise. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Come on. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. I like your moves. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Yeah. Oh, how you feeling? Keep on dancing. Let your hearts sing, let your hearts dance. Know that wherever we are, in a field, near the stream, in the mountains, in your house, in the kitchen. That's a sacred place, it is. Everywhere, God is there. God is everywhere present. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment. moment, every second of my life. And everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. And God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every starshine, every inch of earth and sky. And God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Oh, and everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Take a deep breath. Bring your thoughts into your heart space. Imagine that door of your heart opening up to a beautiful, brilliant, light-filled space of good and of God, always present, always giving in all that we do and all that we know. Everything is God expressing. Everything is holy now. This is the truth of our being and the world that we live in. And so now we let it be. Amen. And will you help me speak our invocation, allowing these words to sink into our consciousness together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
Perfection shaped by Spirit's hand. And I embrace my wholeness, and in my wholeness here I stand. Healing is remembering. Healing is remembering. Remembering who I am. I accept my perfection, perfection shaped by Spirit's hand, and I embrace my wholeness, and in my wholeness here I stand. Healing is remembering. Healing is remembering. Healing is just remembering. remembering who I am. And healing is remembering. Healing is remembering. Healing is just remembering who I am.
You remember? Do you remember who you are? Every once in a while we have those moments, right? Oh yeah, why am I so worried about that? I remember who I am. Take a breath with me. Is anyone here familiar with the Gospels of Jesus' life? What are they? Yes, they're written in the Bible in the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And then after that, there's a lot of Paul. Did you know that Paul was actually the one who wrote first? That the writings that we call the New Testament came from Paul first, anything that was associated with him, before Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written. And that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't come until, well, actually, Matthew was not the first written. Mark was the first written, and it wasn't written by Mark. Matthew, not written by Matthew. Luke and John, not written by Luke and John. They don't know. They don't know who wrote the four Gospels. Pretty amazing. And Mark coming first probably came on the scene, I think Paul was in the 50s AD, also known as CE for Common Era. Then probably in the 60s or 70s came Mark, and then Matthew another 10 years later, Luke, John up in the 90s somewhere. So it's up to you how much of the writings that say Jesus said that you want to accept in your heart. I would just say keep listening to Spirit within you to see what feels like the truth of God speaking, and allow those words to guide you. I really am interested in the book of Mark because it was the first book written that tried to capture Jesus' sayings. And I was even more so interested in what they said Jesus said as the first words out of his mouth as he came on the scene. And the first words in chapter 1 that Jesus said was that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That was the most important thing, evidently, to him or the writer who remembers, because these got passed down orally. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So I would like to believe that that is of importance, and it's still of importance today. Later on in the Gospels, you would hear him say that the kingdom of heaven is all around us, that the kingdom of heaven is like this, that, and the other thing, really weird things that you wouldn't think had anything to do with a kingdom of heaven. And then ultimately, the kingdom of heaven is within us. So I still don't think most of us understand that. What does it mean for the kingdom of heaven to be within us and all around us? Most of us picture that kingdom of heaven to be of spirit, the place we will go when we die. And for now, we're just here in this physical world, physical universe, and at best, we might feel a connection to it on a good day or when we're in prayer or meditation. But what I would like us to do for the next 7 weeks is talk about how to experience the kingdom of heaven integrated within our body, within our mind, and within our emotions. And we're actually going to lean into the Hindus' practice for this. But you will see that what the Hindus practice is based on a spiritual truth that universal principles are based on, and what we teach in unity. So when I say it's here with a unity twist, I'm just going to say we'll probably use some of our unity language to help us understand what the Hindus meant when they talked about the chakras. Now, just so you know, I've been saying chakras all my life until I heard Deepak Chopra say the word, and just like Chopra, it's chakras, okay? So, if I flub up, it's because of habit. But we're going to be looking at the chakras. And the chakras are energy centers. They've defined them as aligning with various gatherings of nerves throughout our body. There's many different connections, but we're going to focus on the 7 major chakras. And they happen to run along the spine, and they are represented by various colors. And to start with, we're going to look at not only what they're for, but how they can get blocked. Because once they're blocked, it's difficult for spirit to move through them. Up here on the screen, look what how Deepak Chopra defined them as junction points between the consciousness of spirit and biology. Isn't that cool? This is where we experience the kingdom of heaven in the physical experience. Through these various energy centers, where the consciousness of spirit, the mind of God, is communicating to the physiology, and I would say not just physical body, but also mind, thoughts, and emotions. And that's how we start to experience the Spirit of God in us, through us, how we live and move and have our being, as Paul wrote. Paul? No, this was an Acts, sorry. They say Luke wrote that. Of course, we don't know. So we live and move and have our being. And these chakras are meant to be open and receptive to the unfoldment of spirit, but we can get in the way of that. We can block those portals, so to speak, with our typical human behavior, our ego beliefs, our error thoughts. And it's kind of like, when your drain gets clogged and the water can't flow through freely. I think often of growing up hearing my dad shout from the bathroom, "Don't brush your hair over the sink." All you girls. Why? Because it gets in the drain and it clogs it up. Same thing for our chakras. Depending on where we're brushing our thoughts and what kind of thoughts we're brushing into our system, we can get in the way of that flow of the kingdom of heaven. And we're going to start today by looking at the root chakra. So if we have a spine with 7 different chakras placed within us, think of this down by your tailbone, kind of just in front of your tailbone at the base of the spine. And it's like a spinning wheel. That's kind of what the word chakra stands for, is wheels. But I like to think of them as a spinning sphere. And the color for this chakra that we associate with it is red. So that's why we're all wearing red today, is to help us emphasize this particular chakra and learn a little bit about what this means for us. Imagine that when this chakra is open, there is a sense of security for you. You feel balanced. You feel safe. You trust easily. You're grounded. You're stable. You feel connected to the earth. You feel your strength pouring through you. This is where, when our root chakra is open, we wake up knowing that our basic needs are met. There's nothing to fear. Instead of fight or flight and just trying to meet our survival needs, we wake up just with a simple knowing that all is well. Doesn't that sound good? Don't you want that chakra to be open and flowing? That all is well. That the kingdom of heaven is moving through me. Now, this chakra doesn't just relate to these outer experience or these emotional experiences, but it's also in the outer world, how we experience its balance. It is regarding the health of our bodies. So when that chakra is open, life and vitality tend to flow more easily through our body. It even deals with physical elimination. We know that there's food that we eat that once we've used up its good, it needs to be moved on out. The chakra, the root chakra, helps to make that happen. And it's all about relating to our planet that we live on. Think of all of nature out there and this huge planet underneath our feet. And when we know and we have a relationship with that, a sacred relationship where everything is holy now we have a chakra that's open. It relates also to our inner world as a state of wholeness, which means you can wake up and feel like there's nothing missing in you. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Who you are, your self-identity is strong, it's whole, it doesn't need to be judged by you or anyone else. So when our chakra, our root chakra is balanced and open, you feel good in your skin. You feel good about who you are. You feel good about how you're living your life. And we all know that every once in a while we get out of balance. All kinds of things. I mean, probably the most common reason early on is that we have some kind of trauma in our early life where we were not safe, where we were not treated as whole and respected as worthy. And then as time goes on, any of us might experience trauma or drama in our life. We go through a divorce, our spouse dies, we lose our job, we get some kind of diagnosis that's serious. Any of that shifts the ground underneath you where you just can't quite get your bearings. And things start to block in that chakra. At that point, we're starting to feel insecure. We're more cynical about life. We're distrustful of people, and we're just generally negative about what's available to us in life. There's that feeling, just that subtle feeling of anxiety running underneath our experience. Are you checking in with yourself right now? Do I feel like I've lost my bearings? Don't know which way to turn, don't know where my good is coming from. We're still just basically concerned about meeting our needs of a roof over our head and food on the table. So we all know what that might feel like. Some of us go through it our entire life, not knowing that there's any options, and some of us go through it in seasons. So think about when you get to that point in your life where you start to age. We have a group called Aging with Spirit. We get together and we talk about what's needed at this point of our life when we become a senior. And we talked about our concerns, what our concerns might be when we age. And some of the common feelings that we had was that we feel physically vulnerable. I remember hearing from my mom before she passed in the last probably 10 years of her life, how she hated going to the store anymore because just reaching for cans and taking these groceries and putting them into her car and getting them out of her car and putting them away was a task that her body didn't feel up to. So we might feel physically vulnerable. We also, at that senior level of life, might begin to worry about our finances and whether there's going to be enough to support us for the rest of our life. There's that feeling when we age of whether I can think clearly and make good decisions and have a good memory or not. Any one of those can affect us at a certain age where the ground is shaking underneath our feet and we don't feel as stable and secure as we want to, and we don't feel like there's a solution to this problem. And the physical results when that chakra, the root chakra, is blocked in us, is going to show up in this lower area of the body, digestive area, bladder, colon, lower aches and pains, but also difficulty sleeping because you just can't relax. Even occasional panic attacks might take over in our bodies. And then you probably heard enough stories on television about people who become hoarders because they want to feel safe by keeping all their goods and more close to them, or they just become more greedy in nature. This just means our root chakra needs to be cleared so that our natural stability and provision can be experienced. And so we're going to talk about some spiritual principles that help us remember who we really are and why we can move through our life from a place of stability and trust and feeling like the world is for us. Are you ready for that? Yes, me too. So one of the things that we say here every Sunday is that there's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. What is it? The all-loving goodness of God. Yes. We don't say that just because we're filling up time on Sundays. We're saying it to get it into our subconscious level, which is basically what's driving our behaviors and our beliefs. And so we're teaching our subconscious that all is well. Because everything that we experience in life is emanating out of one presence and one power. And that nature of the presence and the power is good. It loves. It's giving of itself always. If we could establish that in our consciousness, instead of waking up in the morning fearing someone or something that is a potential threat in our life, we can know everything is for me. If God is for us, the scriptures say, who can be against us? If God is everywhere present, nothing can touch us without having to go through the presence of God. And nothing can keep us from the presence of God. That helps us establish a sense of stability and safety and trust in our lives. And it's that sense that actually allows the good to come through. If we are saying, oh no, Kity, you're wrong. It's not a safe world out there. I've seen the news, or I've had an experience of. Part of the problem there is because we've seen it, therefore we put our faith in that. We distrust the world. We become cynical. We look at things through those negative glasses, glass half empty. And that's what we're aligning with. And therefore, that's what we're attracting more of in our life. So our work here in cleansing our root chakra is just becoming more aware of why we exist and how we exist. We've talked about God as the ground of being. Sounds like a mysterious term, doesn't it? That God is the ground of being. Again, it's just the presence that everything is emanating from. We can never walk away from it. In truth, the ground beneath us is always stable, unless, of course, you're looking at a ground that's been created through our human consciousness. So we're trying to get to that place of knowing I can turn in any direction, and whichever way I go and whichever thing is coming at me, it first and foremost must go through the one source. There's only one, and it is providing all my good. Now, another word that we use in unity is substance. So if everything in the universe is God, even Deepak Chopra would say a unified field of consciousness, we would call that unified field substance. It's invisible, it's intangible, but it's still energy. It's radiating at a higher frequency. It is the kingdom of heaven intertwined with this lower dimension physical earth. And from it comes the stuff we can touch and see and taste. It comes as we direct our thoughts towards it. We sink our faith into it. We use our power of imagination and see what it will become for us. Always available, infinite in supply. We can never run out. Seek divine substance when you're up against that insecurity of having enough, because it is available to us to transform into our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. You can pray that from here to the end of your life on this planet, and you can know without fail it's already done. You've already been given your daily bread. It's called divine substance, and now you can just turn it into bread, turn it into a mortgage payment, turn it into a job, turn it into a healthy body, divine substance is waiting for us. And we also open up our root chakra when we come from a consciousness of release, our power of release. As spiritual beings, we can say, no, 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 that has no power over me. That is not serving me. I release that and let it go. Say no. No. Uh-oh. Say no. No. See how easy that is? No. That has no power over me. That is not of God, and therefore it has no place in my life. That thought that seems to be holding me back right now, that's filling me with a sense of dread or anxiety, is a thought that is not of truth. I let that go. I release that. I release all those old error thoughts. I have the ability to do that with that divine power of release. Let go of the fear of lack. Let go of the bad habits. I know that sounds easy and maybe not simple, but you have the tools you need. And the other power that helps us cleanse and open up that root chakra is our power of strength. Our power of strength is that divine quality within us that keeps us moving toward the good, that helps us to say, yes, yes, I will know that truth. I'm going to know it again, and I'm going to know it again, and I'm going to keep knowing it until it actually expresses in my life. I choose strength to get me through this. I have enough strength within me to pull me up and out of those beliefs and habits that I have let go of. God is the strength. So again, don't have to go get it. Don't even have to go to the gym for this. God is the strength within our being. We just need to turn it on in consciousness. I have the strength I need to remain stable and secure and filled with all that I need. So can you see how these spiritual principles apply across the board? Doesn't matter whether we're talking Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Jewish. This is the truth of who we are. This is the truth of that presence of heaven intertwined with our physical being. And these practices that we offer through Unity are just ways that probably any one of us can choose to apply, no matter what your faith or tradition is. So we're going to talk first about some external practices that have to do with that solid grounding underneath our feet, Mother Earth. Just recognize right now as your feet are on the floor, recognize the immensity of this planet right now that you are sitting on. Can you feel that? That is huge. It's not going anywhere. Allow that presence, that beautiful mother that we're emanating from, be a solid grounding under your feet. We experience a more open root chakra when we spend time in nature. Anytime you can get outdoors, and did you look at the forecast for this week? It's a whole lot of sun and mild temperatures up there. So get outside while we can. Find yourself one of those great big trees with a huge overhang and just butt up against it, sit down, feel its pulsing life connecting with your pulsing life behind you. Give it thanks. Imagine its deep roots going down into the earth. Listen to the bird song. Step out into the sun and feel it on your face. Take your shoes off and walk barefoot in the grass. I literally got that advice lately from a counselor. Ground yourself by going out and taking your shoes off and walking in the grass. Be aware of all of nature around you and the fact that it's beating, it's pulsating with life. I had the good fortune to live in California for almost 20 years, very close to the redwoods. And every once in a while, I'd drive up there and just smell, that air that's filled with the fragrance of not only these gorgeous redwoods, but all kinds of plant life. Hearing the birds, watching the squirrels scurry across the paths, feeling the needles underneath your feet. Rejuvenation. Vitality, stability. That's what we get from spending time in nature. And there are also some things we can do to help clear out the inner blockages. I've got a list of questions up here on the screen that I want you to take a look at. Go ahead, take a picture. Ask yourself these questions. Things like, my words may not be exactly what's up there, but you'll get the gist. Take note, just get quiet, turn to your heart sometime when you've got time alone and ask yourself, what is the status of my sense of safety or security? In general, how safe and secure do I feel? And just notice what the response is. Get out your journal, write these things down. In general, do you feel balanced when you're dealing with life issues? Do you feel like you got a good head on your shoulders, that you're plugged into the most appropriate answers for your highest good? Or do you have difficulty trying to address difficult situations in your life? Do you feel in general that you're more about surviving moment by moment, or you're in an energy of thriving? And notice what comes to you when you ask that. How do you manage feelings of anxiety? Do you let them take over and become your dominant energy? Or do you have some tools and some understanding about why those anxious beliefs do not belong? And do you feel a sense of insecurity in life where even your basic needs are being threatened? Or do you have a more stable feeling of there is enough? Financially secure. May not be, a Rockefeller. Do they still exist and are they still rich? How old am I? Okay, just checking. But you have food on your table, give thanks for that. You have a roof over your head, give thanks for that. You feel secure about your provisions. And keep listening to those stories that are repeating within you. How many of the stories that you keep telling yourself are the stories that say, you're not enough, or there's not enough? That you may have learned from someone else, you may have just decided that based on your current expression in life, you don't measure up. Are you hearing that story within you, and are you living it out loud in your life? Are you living in a way where you keep having the same relationship dysfunctions, but the faces of the relationship change? Or are you having the same career malfunctions, but the jobs keep changing? There's something there that needs to be cleared, that needs to be looked at and released. And you have that power. Remember, you have the power of release where you can let go of the old story. You can release the old belief. You can actually release the old identity. This is important. Probably to me, one of the most important questions we can ask up here on the screen. How would it feel to completely change your reality? How would it feel to completely change your identity? I'm not talking about like a new driver's license and changing your name, but I'm talking about the person that you see yourself as and the reality that you've created so far in your life. How would it feel to completely change that? Because this one isn't serving you. It doesn't represent who you truly are. Is that just blowing your mind? Nothing's stopping you from that. Nothing is stopping you from changing your reality. But I got kids. I think they'll benefit from it. If you feel unstable, insecure, common layer of anxiety running through you, not enough consciousness, your kids are going to benefit if you can raise that identity to something higher. So I want us to say this affirmation together. It's kind of long. It's good for you. Let's say it out loud. The only voice that determines my reality is mine. I am no longer subject to past trauma, upbringing, or mistakes. I can start over any time. Say that again. I can start over any time. Say that again. I can start over any time. I can be whoever I want, wherever I want. I can build a strong foundation to stand on from here on out, no matter how old I am or what I've been through. My true self is perfect, and I'm always free to reveal my higher self. I am not bound by the past or any definition or identification. Wow, that's a good one. Something that you might want to say every morning when you wake up. Who do I want to be today? That's based on truth, not on what other people think I should be, not on trying to make myself look better in other people's eyes. We're just wanting to move into a state of solid, stable self-identification. Because not only does this root chakra have to do with our physical body, the process of elimination, not only does it have to do with our outer well-being and having enough stuff, our root chakra has to do with I am stable in who I am. I like who I am. I love who I am. Say that out loud. I love who I am. And if the ego jumps up right now in you and says, yeah, but you're not so hot in this area, just say, I can change that at any time. There you go. Thank you. I can change that at any time. Yeah. Even Anne of Green Gables, one of my favorite philosophers, learned from her school teacher. Today is fresh. You can start over today with no mistakes in it. Not that mistakes make you bad. Cut that voice out. But just know that every day is fresh. And you can stand solidly in your truth as a spiritual being, temporarily taking up residence in your physical body. But the truth of you is infinite and eternal. Are you up for that? Okay, so as a person living with a root chakra that's open, I want us to consider what life could look like. Positivity is the name of the game. That's the direction that we lead. Not because you're forcing yourself, it's because it's natural. You are open and receptive to that spiritual communication that's coming through you in consciousness to help you understand. There's no reason why we can't look at this as a place of potential and possibility instead of anxiety and not enough. And when our root chakra is open and balanced, we have a strong connection to our instincts. I'm talking about the human instincts, not just spiritual intuition, but you were born in the physical body with human instincts to keep you safe. When our root chakra is clogged, you can't even access those, so you make dumb decisions that get you killed. So we're talking about having open access to your instincts when you're balanced. When you're balanced, you have this sense of courage and perseverance. No matter what the field looks like out there, you just keep moving forward with your power of strength. And when you do take action, you're not reacting in fear. It's a pro-action. It's a positive, effective influence coming from your higher self as to what to do next. Your life is confident. It is safe. It is trusting. It is knowing. Deep understanding, knowing the truth of who you are. And that this whole universe and beyond is for you because it's God. Now, you may not believe this about me, but I do not practice yoga. But as I was getting ready for this message today, I came across this yoga pose that anybody, including me, that's basically the test. If I can do it, anyone can do it, okay? That I'm just gonna invite you into. And if it's something that feels like it's solidifying you, this is a good thing to take home and do at home. It's so simple that you can do it either sitting down, in my opinion, or standing up. So decide what you want as far as your balance level goes. If it's easier to sit down, that's fine. But let me explain it first, and then we'll try doing it for just 30 seconds, right? We can all do something for 30 seconds. And if you feel somebody next to you kind of tottering, just kind of come over there and stand next to them, all right? But here's the deal. You're going to put your feet together, which already kind of can throw people out of balance. So if you're sitting down, your feet come together, your toes match up, your heels match up. And then the next thing that you do is you just raise your arms a little bit like this. Your elbows can still be slightly bent. You're going to bring your palms together And make sure that your hands are kind of back here by your forehead. Okay, so not out here, they're kind of back here by your forehead. That's it. And then you stand there or sit there for 60 seconds. So if you want to stand up and do it, now's your chance. And if you need to just kind of come up against your chair in front of you or back against the chair behind you just to feel a little balance, that's great. So feet together, slightly bent arms, palms together, bring it back by your forehead, close your eyes, and stand there for 30 seconds. I am as solid, stable, and strong as a mountain. My roots sink deep into the earth. Nothing can move me from my divine foundation. Open your eyes. Bring your hands down. Take a deep breath. I'm going to ask Mark and Mark to come up today. We're going to have fun in meditation. One of the things about this root chakra is that it wants us to be aware of the earth beneath us. It wants us to be connected, body, mind, and spirit. So think of the earth as we do this meditation as that which is alive, as a mother to us, and think of it with a heart that is beating. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to feel this chair beneath you as that which is supporting you, and your feet grounded on the floor. And be fully aware of your connection to the earth. Close your eyes. Become aware of the position of the root chakra at the base of the spine. A spinning sphere, pulsing red. I feel safe and secure. Ruby red, pulsating sphere is illuminating in the area of your tailbone. Imagine that brilliant light filling your lower abdomen. I am strong and stable. And that red light now radiates down your legs, through your feet, connecting you to the earth. The power of God within is my source of strength. As you breathe in deep and exhale, send the roots of your root chakra deep down, wide across the center of the earth. From your root chakra to the root of the earth, connected in this beautiful, brilliant, ruby red light. I have deep roots. I feel the center of the earth pulsating in red. as the heart of the mother. The earth provides a safe place for me. As you breathe in, draw that energy back up from the root of the earth to the space in front of your tailbone, a pulsing red light. I trust more. I am fearless. I breathe in and exhale, sending more energy back down to the center of the earth beneath you, spreading wide across the planet. I am grounded and connected. As I draw breath in again, I inhale from the center of the earth to the root chakra in my being, a beautiful pulsing red light of spiritual power. I have found my peace. As my root chakra pulses as a red spinning sphere, I am pulsing with strength. I am pulsing with stability. With security. With balance. With confidence. I love myself and take care of my well-being. Any thought that does not align with divine truth, with strength, with power, I release. I breathe in deeply and exhale confidence, joy. The essence of my breath is God's infinite strength as my source. I trust the universe to fully and completely support me. This is the truth of my being. And now I allow it to be. And so it is. Solid man. over the next 7 weeks, we'll be giving away beads that are the various colors we're talking about. So each week you'll get a different color, and today the bead out in the front room is red. You'll also get this little stick that you can start to line your beads up on, and later you can hang it from a keychain, or, hey, I'm thinking of hanging it from my pendant. Yeah, whatever makes you feel good. And if you're watching online today because you couldn't get here in person, then we should have some leftovers for you next time you come in. So thank you, Mark and Mark. How'd that feel? This is a time in our service we share our tithes and love offerings. And it's actually a time where you can feel threatened because you're being asked to give of your resources. So just notice that. Just notice if there's a threat there to you, or that you can move into that state of being, I am fulfilled, I am plenty, there is plenty. And also that you're thinking of this spiritual community that you're part of, that is the ground of being for you. It's where you come for support and balance, and that what you give into it, you receive back. So let's bless this offering. No, let's talk about how we can give. One of these days I'm going to remember this. That first of all, if you're watching online, we truly depend on your gifts. So if you would just go to our website at unityinnaperville.org and click the donate button, or if you'd like to send a check to our P.O. box, it's 9733 in Naperville, and the zip is 60567. While our ushers come, let's sing and realize what you're singing. This is a good one for this particular chakra.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. 'Cause everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm gonna see a it. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate, swimming but down. Now I'm walking with the reverend, everything's holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I'll tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate, hand me down. But I'm walking with a reverent air, because it's very holy now.
Can't you just feel it? Everything, all is well. Let's bless what we've given. Where would you like to be? I don't want you to fall off. You're good? You're good? All right. Let's bless this. The words are up here on the screen. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Thank you. Liz.
Hello, hi.
Good morning.
I'm Liz, and I'm going to be sharing your announcements today.
Hey.
Good job, Kevin. Love hearing your voice. All right, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. Please complete the orange registration card at the welcome table and leave at the info table. We'll keep you posted about upcoming events. Virtual newcomers can sign up for the weekly e-news at unityandnaperville.org. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow online at 10:30 a.m. They are reading The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. Newcomers always welcome. Grief Support Group meets with Reverend Kity and special grief facilitator Candy Crawford online tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. See the event calendar for Zoom access. Volunteer for Feed My Starving Children Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll work in teams to create food packs for children all over the world. Sign up today in the cafe or email admin@unityandnaperville.org. Backroom discussion for our online viewers meets next Sunday after service. See the event calendar for more info. There are 4 spots available for a vibrational sound bath and labyrinth walk on Tuesday, October 15th at 7 p.m. Love offering $20. Register at the info table or online before it's too late. Energy of Spirit meets Saturday, October 19th at 10 a.m. You will learn techniques to keep your energies humming and manage stress. Email admin@unityandnaperville.org or sign up in the cafe. Suggested love offering is $10 to $20. Our prayer chaplain today is Carol. She can pray with you in the prayer room after the service or email your name and photo to prayer@unityandnaperville.org and a chaplain will call you today by 1. For all details on all our events, see the event calendar at unityandnaperville.org. And Reverend Kity has a special announcement.
So there is an absence, and I don't know if you're watching online, Margot. Hey, Margot, we miss you. Margot was our hospitality director for 15 plus years at Unity, and she's now moved to the South, and we're looking for a replacement. So if you can devote your time on Sundays to helping prepare and helping clean up afterwards, what happens out there in the cafe, we want to hear from you. It's a paid position. And I will have a job description that I can email to you. So let's start with an email, admin@unityinnaperville.org, and say, I'm interested. Melody will send you the job description, and then if you're still interested, you want to contact me, and my contact information will be on that. So I'm going to ask you to think about that. And we'll just take this one step at a time and see how it goes, okay? All right, it's today our first Sunday in October.
Yes, it is.
Do we have birthdays in October? Anyone want to stand? Besides Kim-Char? Jill? Who else is born in October? Danny, Jen, look at them all. Happy birthday, you guys. Let's sing.
Birthday
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Woo! And to all our October babies out there in the world, we bless you this month. Just trust that this year is going to be your best yet. Going to be a great month, great year, right?
Amen.
Yes. Why don't we stand as you're able, and we'll have one last song.
God is my source. God is my power.
God gives me everything I need.
So I give thanks for all my blessings.
God gives me everything I need.
Love is my source.
Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings, love gives me everything I need.
Joy
is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need.
God is my source.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
God
gives me everything I need.
One more.
God gives me everything.
Oh, everything that I need.
Okay, so what would be really cool is if everyone went out and got 6 other pairs of shoes that look like this for the appropriate colors. So next week, wear orange tennis shoes. Orange, I don't have much orange in my wardrobe, so I will be playful next week in what I wear as orange. So feel free to laugh it up. And also, I just want to say a big thank you to Beth for creating all of our red decor. Did you notice when you came in? Yes, thank you. And there's also red food out there, good red food for you to eat. And I gotta say, I forgot to, or I just figured out this week, when you heard Mark play one note today during the meditation, it was the note of C on the keyboard. And C is the tone that resonates with your root chakra. Every chakra has their own tone. So next week we'll be hearing the note D somehow playing in our meditation. So let's finish off with our closing affirmation and wear orange. Did I say that? Next week, wear orange. Okay, together. I am stable. I am supported. The earth provides a safe place for me to be myself. Please say hey to someone standing in this room that you haven't met, can't remember their name. Tell them what you thought about the message today. Join us out front for red food. Have a great week, everyone.
There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing new songs of praise.
Come on, girl. dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I lose myself within. There's a place where I find myself again. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where religion finally dies. There's a place where I lose myself in pride. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. Dancing with the Holy One in fields of grace. There's a place where I love to run and play. There's a place where I sing new songs of praise.